Resist now. Resist now.
Okay, let me unmute myself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Trendsetter Crypto TV. I'm your gracious host, Solo. And okay, I got to make sure the volume is working. You guys know I haven't really been doing a lot of live streams, you know. I hope everybody's doing well, right? Can you guys believe it's already August the 12th? Man, but let's get straight into this, guys, okay? Because I know you guys are here for the meat and potatoes and not the small talk, all right? So the Fear to Greed Index is at a 73, up from yesterday, right? Which is great. Things are looking extremely bullish. And I hope everybody's locked in right now because WikiCat is making moves. You know it's a bull run when WikiCat is making moves. Facts. Ethereum, what a phenomenon. Hit 4,600 today, right? And this is what we've been waiting for. Because we know that when Ethereum starts blasting, that means that if you think about that old school crypto chart, right, that we're in phase 2, no Avengers, right? So phase 2 and then phase 3 and phase 4 is what everybody's looking for. Let me see if I can find that. You know, every time I talk about something, you know, I don't have the pictures ready, but let me see if I can find that picture for you guys because some people may not know what I'm talking about. And I think Zulu was the one who actually reminded me of it, or no, it was Patel. Shout out to Patel, man. For those who don't know who he is, he's part of the Telegram group, the Trendsetter Telegram group, you know what I'm saying, which is exclusive for my Patreon members. So make sure to tune in because that's how you get access. That's where I'm at most of the time, right? When people wondering, oh, where you be at? So, okay, guys, so this is what I'm talking about right here. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys have seen it. So phase one is basically where money flows to Bitcoin, causing prices to surge, right? And then phase overlap is money flows into Ethereum, but struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. Ethereum goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts outperforming it. Now, we can. It's easy to say that today Ethereum did outperform Bitcoin, right? But that's not. We're like in that phase two, right? So we start to see when we're fully in phase two that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, right? And then phase three is where Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin and large caps are going parabolic. Okay. So that your large caps could be Solana, XRP, right? Things like that. And then phase four is that what everybody's waiting for is when we are altcoin season is in full swing and meme coins are just going nutty. And we're not even really close to phase four. I think, yeah, I agree with you, Zulu. We're like at phase 1.5, right? That's what I would call it, phase 1.5. And so what does that mean? Well, you guys know, let me begin. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. But what that means is now it's time to get locked in, because this is the time now where, if your position isn't where you'd like it to be in regards to like your XRP, for example, dollar cost averaging is the name of the game, right? Especially if you are buying crypto on a budget where you don't have a lot of funds and whatever your strategy entails, right? And you guys know me, I always talk about dollar cost averaging because that's what I do. I'm not telling you to do it, I'm just telling you what I do. Now XLM is at 44 cents. We got Doge at 23 cents. Where's Shiba Inu at, man? HBAR is at almost 26 cents. SHIB is at 13 points. Okay. Shout out to all the Pepalonians. Pepe's at 12. Okay, cool. All right. So an interesting thing happened this morning, of course. The CPI reports got talked about. And you guys know that I talk about CPI quite a bit, more so on Patreon than I do on YouTube. But CPI is the consumer price index, right? So for those who never heard of it, it's like a giant shopping receipt that measures how much everyday stuff costs, things like food, gas, rent, clothes. If prices are going up, CPI rises. That's called inflation. If prices are going down, that's called deflation, okay? So the reason why Wall Street cares so much is because if CPI is too high, it means inflation is bad, okay? And that's where the Fed may raise interest rates to slow down spending. But if CPI is low or dropping, it means inflation is under control and the Fed might lower rates to keep them steady. And so that's why everybody's excited, right? Because now the probability of having the rate cut in September has jumped up from 50% to 94%. And that's where the bullishness is coming in from, right? And so, yeah, CPI reports, especially when we relate it to the how it connects to crypto, right? High CPI means higher rates, less money's flowing into risky assets. Crypto is considered a risky asset by, and this is by the experts, Wall Street, right? Low CPI means lower rates, cheaper borrowing. People have more cash flow, people have more funds, and they're willing to get into riskier assets, willing to get into crypto. You know what I'm saying? So that's very important. And so, yeah, guys, this is one of the reasons why you saw Bitcoin go up a little bit today, why you saw Ethereum just go on a tear, right? Ethereum was like early today, was at like 4,100. And then it just went crazy. Let's look at the last 24 hours, right? Like if you look at Ethereum, at 6 in the morning, it was at 6 a.m., right? Let's go to 6 a.m. It was at $4,282, right? And then Ethereum went as high as $4,624, and we're at $4,573. So this is what we want to see, right? Because Ethereum has been, ever since 2021 has been boring, right? Solana has stole a lot of Ethereum's thunder, but eventually what we have to understand is because of all these ETFs, right, going into ETH, that's the reason why ETH now is jumping up. And now, of course, there's still a lot of noise in regards to a BlackRock ETF regarding Solana and XRP. And that's one of the reasons why you've seen so many inflows when it comes to people buying XRP, because guess what? Last week, XRP and the SEC finally squashed things, right? The case got thrown out, and this caused a lot of bullishness. I mean, XRP, when that was announced, I was looking at the charts live. I mean, that first 10 minutes, I mean, it was just going crazy on the charts, okay? And so when XRP ETF get announced, it's going to be insane. And this is one of the reasons why I think we'll see a $6.30 XRP before September 25th, right? Now, does that mean that the XRP ETF is going to get announced during that time? I don't know. I don't claim to know that. But what I do think is, looking at the charts, looking at the technicals, right, that $6.30 is very realistic for XRP to hit within about a month and a half from where we're at today, right? In the last live stream, somebody asked me, how high do I think XRP will go for this run? I think XRP can go anywhere from, 15 to $20, right? And, I think that's conservative. And some people might say that is not, but 15 to $20, I think is very realistic, right, for XRP on this run. All right, guys. So let's talk about WikiCat, guys. So WikiCat is a coin that I told you guys about back in 2023 when it was at $1 million market cap, right? It hit a new all-time high yesterday of $40 million market cap, okay? And, I still held my WikiCat. I never sold it. So looking at my portfolio yesterday, seeing that it was up 7x, I was like, yippee yay, okay? Now, it's interesting because really, outside of XRP and XLM, I don't really have a lot of coins that are really doing well besides WikiCat. But I'm noticing right now a little trend on some of the BNB coins that a lot of these cat coins are running, not just WikiCat, but BCat and things like that. So I don't know. Is it cat season on BNB? Could be, right? So WikiCat, guys, the community, remember, this is a coin, like I said, it was a $1 million market cap when we first talked about it here, right? And this is a prophetic coin, guys, that a lot of people have talked about that, some people are saying could hit a $3 billion market cap. And I don't see why not. Listen, I remember when Pepe first came out and people were telling me about it. I knew about Pepe early when it was at a $150 million market cap. And I remember I was on Patreon telling the guys, this is a risky play, because this was during, you guys remember, Pepe came out during the bear market in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, right? And I just remember during that time, a lot of coins that hit like 100 million, after that, they would just dump. So at that point, Pepe was at $150 million market cap, and I faded it. I was like, not really. But then Pepe actually did a 10x from there and went to 1.5 billion. And at one point, Pepe was even at nearly 9 billion. And right now, Pepe is at a snare under a $5 billion market cap. Okay. So I don't see why WikiCat couldn't do 3 billion, because when we talk about the top of the bull run, it's going to be a lot of coins that are going to do crazy numbers, that are just going to go wild. Right. And so think about it like this. WikiCat, you know what I'm saying? From where we're at price rise, that's almost, I mean, it's not 100x per se, but it's not that far off, right? And so this is definitely a project, and shout out to the people that still at, because like I said, still in this project, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to cap. I did take 15% profit, you know what I mean? Because look, look, man, listen, this inflation, whoo, man, crazy, right? So everybody, when we start to look at this, right, and remember, as I said earlier, we're like at phase 1.5. Right now is the time where I'm looking at coins that I can maybe stock up on, right? Now, memes are definitely a category that, you know, you can stock up on because memes aren't going to run until we hit phase 4. And so when phase 4 happens, that's when it's going to be, you know, it's going to be wild. It's going to be nuts because a lot of people are going to FOMO in. They're going to buy coins, you know, from Coinbase or, you know, Uphold or wherever they buy coins, you know, on these apps that are normie friendly for people who are not as crypto savvy as you and I. And they're going to be buying a lot of these coins at the top. You know what I'm saying? Because you and I, we both know that regular retail, they don't come in until it's really starts to ramp up fully, right? Until we run really high. And so, yeah, WikiCat, surprising, right? And now it's at a $37 million market cap. And look, this is great, right? We needed that because the coin, you know, in 2023, it really did something crazy. And then, you know, it's been kind of quiet since, but yesterday it just exploded. And of course, with this type of situation, we're not even in altcoin season yet fully. I know, you know, people on X and your favorite pundits on social media, YouTube, like to say we are. Listen, I don't think it's an altcoin season until Ethereum creates a new all-time high. That's just me. Until we see Ethereum create a new all-time high, then we're like in an altcoin season, right? Solana's at 193, and Solana's going to run after ETH, I believe. And Solana, I mean, we already know. Listen, the Sol memes are something different, right? Because you don't get these outrageous fees like you get with Ethereum. So the Solana meme coin ecosystem, I think, is going to go crazy. And that's where we're going to see a $500 per Sol coin, right? Because what happens is people have to, they got to flip those meme coins into Solana. And that's how, you know, Solana hit that 293 price. Because remember, when Trump came out with his coin, people were taking profits and from Trump to Solana. And that caused Solana's price to go up to nearly $300. Okay. And I think that, listen, $500 for Solana is a sneeze. I think it can do it. Could it do 1,000? Yeah. But listen, let's be realistic. I think 500 for now is realistic, but $1,000 is definitely not out of the realm of possibility because we know now these institutions are they're in this space and they're buying, and it's going to be a lot of money coming in, right? Another thing that I heard was Trump now is allowing 401ks to open up to Bitcoin, which is huge, which is so huge because I always like with all this news that's been coming out, right? Like I was telling you guys in the last stream, are people paying attention? Are people knowing what's going on? So think about it. In the next year or two, right? Whenever they implement this, when you have, if you have a 401k, right? Now, instead of just doing stocks, you could do all Bitcoin, or if they have XRP, now you can have a 401k in XRP. I mean, so right now the onboarding of crypto, right? Onboarding these normies, they're going to do it. It might take a little time, but they're going to do it. But man, I mean, the future looks bright for crypto, guys. It looks brighter than ever. And we should have way more people than we have right now on the stream. But they'll come. And by the time they come, just like in the last bull run, by the time they come, we'll be out. We'll be somewhere in Turks and Caicos or Monaco, You know what I mean? With our wives and girlfriends, we'll be out. Shadow Zulu says Doge, SHIB, Pepe, FOMO is going to be insane this cycle. Shadow Zulu, I agree. I agree. Once that phase 4 starts, right? And especially with SHIB, you're gonna, oh my goodness, the FOMO is gonna be insane with these meme coins, because that's where most retailers at, right? Meme coins is where it's fun, it's exciting. A lot of these retailers, right? They don't really care about XRP or ADA or coins like that, because they care about community, right? And I'm not saying these coins don't have community. No, XRP and ADA have strong communities, but meme coins are different, right? Because they don't care about utility, really. It's about the community itself, right? So yeah, Shadow Zulu, you're right. I think that Doge, SHIB, Pepe, they're going to have a phenomenal cycle. And I think that really when we get into Q4, that's when it's going to get really nutty. Listen, guys, it's going to be an insane bull run, right? All these, look at where we're at right now. Look at where we're at right now. And nobody cares. So you know what, guys? You guys know what I do, right? I always tell you guys, I check out the Google Trends, right? Because that lets you know kind of, is Bitcoin popping or is not, right? And right now, nobody cares. Nobody cares. So we're gonna look at the Google Trends here to see what it says. Okay. Search doesn't have enough data. Okay, whoa, hold on. Let's look at the trending now. Hold on a second. Okay, guys. So while I do that, hold on a second here. There we go. So, and you guys may have seen other content creators do this, but this is a good way to gauge if we're popping, right? Are more people looking at crypto? Is there more interest? So I'm using Bitcoin, right? And if you look at here, 2021, you see this right here? Boom, it was pretty high, wasn't it? Yep, pretty high. We have not, in my opinion, gotten to that point yet. Right now, here, where was this? Right, yeah, this was in November when Trump came back. Yep, this was in November. In November, we were at like an 83. But here at the top, you could see that, where were we at? Hold on. Oh, this is being so finicky. So we were almost at 100, okay? We were almost at 100. The mouse won't let me click on it, but we were almost at 100. And then when you look at where we're at right now, we're at like 28. So right now, this is like a good indicator to see, are people typing in Bitcoin in their search engine, right? In their Google, are they Googling cryptocurrency? And right now they're not Googling Bitcoin, right? So interest is really low right now. So this is good in the sense of, if you need to stock more XRP or more WikiCat, right, that you have time to buy. But guys, make no mistake, when ETFs get approved for XRP and Solana, it's going to get bucky wild, okay? It's going to get wild. And you're going to see money pouring in and money pouring out. Why? Because, people are going to be taking profits. Institutions are going to take profits. Whales are going to take profits, right? So, this is advice is, make sure you have your bags packed, because when we get into that phase 4, like I was telling you guys, you don't want to be buying and scrambling to buy unless you're buying a stable coin, or you're moving into XRP or XDC or XCN or something like that. You're moving into another coin like that. But you don't want to be at phase 4 and then you're buying to position yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why it's important to have your bags packed, have a strategy in place, right? That's something I always talk about. Make sure you have something to protect your crypto, right? Like a Ledger, Tracer, Descent wallet, or something like that, right? You guys know I always mention that. Shadow Zulu says the Bitcoin maxis are going to bring the sickles and pitchforks after you for saying nobody cares about BTC. Yeah, you know what? the reality is that I think that, listen, a lot of people got clapped up in 2021, especially retailers, because they didn't know what they were doing, right? They heard from a friend to buy crypto, and then they saw their coins go up, and then they saw it go all the way down. A lot of people got clapped up, right? And another reason I don't think we're seeing a lot of retail right now is, let's be honest, people don't have money right now. Okay, life is expensive, right? I mean, they're raising the rent now every year, it seems like. The price of food is ridiculous. I got 2 water bottles and some beef jerky for $40 from Aldi. Like, it is insane, right? How expensive things are becoming or have become. And cost of living is getting expensive. And see, that's one of the reasons why, if you're not in crypto right now, you're doing yourself a disservice, because fiat is going to go away. It's not going to go away overnight. I think it's going to take about 20 to 30 years to phase out, but we already seeing it. I believe the beginning phase of it, well, fiat was, the death sentence for fiat was when Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard. That was when fiat officially began to die, right? As soon as Nixon made that announcement, fiat was on life support. And I think that with fiat, and for those who don't know what I'm talking about, cash, I think we have 20 to 30 years left tops. Everything's going to move digitally, right? Everything, and if you've been paying attention, you see it, right? With the ISO 20022 protocol that's going to be implemented, right? They're already testing it. Facts. So things are about to change. But here's the thing. For most people, they're not going to really notice a change, because you're still going to be able to use your credit card, your Visa or MasterCard, but now it's powered by blockchain, right? And now, not only is it powered by blockchain, but now you have different options. If you want to pay in Pepe, I don't know if Pepe will make it. Actually, I don't think Pepe is going to make it. So let's say if you want to pay an XLM, right, at your grocery store, right, then, you can scan your phone. That's how they would scan it. Like we saw, remember when Trump used Bitcoin and bought everybody a drink at the bar? Boom, they'll scan it off your phone from your Coinbase account or your iPhone. Now you can store cryptos in your iPhone, remember? Like they're working on that, or if I'm not mistaken, right? So it's going to be very easy. But instead of you pulling out money, cash, you'll be pulling out your phone or your device that you're storing crypto in. You might have crypto on your watch. Okay, boom. Just don't get the chip, guys. Okay, I know some of you guys are like, "What? Yeah, I'm gonna get the chip." No, because you can all probably also pay with the chip, but the chip is not what we want, because we know where that leads, right? First, they're gonna tell you, "Oh, the chip is gonna make you feel good." No. For those who have read Revelations, we know what happens at the end of the story, right? I mean, the good guys win. The good guys win, right? But the bad guys are they're gonna create some chaos before the good guys win. But the good guys win. Okay. So Shadow Zulu, man, which coins are you bullish on right now, man? I mean, let's do some Q&A real quick, man. It's been a while, guys. I missed you guys. Hold on a second. Trey Wooden in the building. He says, I bought a lot of Shiba. Yeah, listen, I still have faith in Shiba, right? Because Shiba was one of those coins where you guys know I got in before the run, right? And just seeing what it was, oh man, those were good days. Because every day I would wake up and my wallet would double from SHIB. It was ridiculous, right? So I still have faith in SHIB, but I don't think SHIB is going to do anything until we hit phase 4. And for those who didn't catch what I said earlier, we're in phase 1.5 right now. So it's going to be a while. I think, SHIB is going to run maybe around the Christmas holidays or after Ethereum goes on its run. But like I said, we need Ethereum to break its all-time high, so that way we know everything's a go, right? Because if Ethereum breaks its all-time high, you got to think like a whale. The whales are not going to take that money, and then they're going to flip it into what? Ethereum meme coins. And then they're going to take that money out, and then they're going to put it, they're going to they're going to actually put in the bank. That's what they do. Right? But the reality is that this is not the time to be slacking, right? I've been saying that. Look, I'm locked in, guys. Listen. I'm so locked into crypto. You know what I mean? I'm not getting a lot of sleep. I'm not going on any dates. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely locked in. What's your take on XCAT? They're doing AI influencers. Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't really have an opinion on it, right? I really don't have an opinion on it. Is XCAT network okay? I'm just taking a quick look here. You know what I mean? Create, train, monetize AI influencers. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's going to be another trend, right? It's going to be a lot of people. Well, you're already seeing it. People are, I mean, wasn't one of the biggest Twitch like an AI, not an AI, but like an avatar of some sort? You know, the biggest Twitch streamer at one point. That's insane to me. That's insane. Okay. What made you? I'm curious. Whoever asked me that question, Gabriel, what made you get into this coin? It's interesting, but yeah, that's another category that I can't believe I forgot to mention. But AI coins are also going to tear it up. Oh yeah, AI coins are going to do very well, right? I think AI coins are going to do very, very well, right? Obviously, some are going to do better than others, but AI coins are going to do very, very well. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. You know. Shadow Zulu says, I'm bullish on XRP, yes sir, HBAR, XCN, yes sir, SHIB, XLM, ZBCN, okay, Zebek, shout out in the building, SHX, okay, XDC, yes sir, XRP, RSR, and BTC2. What's BTC2, sir? Bitcoin 2? Is that is that legit? I've never heard of BCT2. Let me Bitcoin 2? Is this Shadow Zulu? Is this it? Bitcoin 2? Oh man, the graph looks terrible. Okay, this looks a lot better right here. This looks a lot better. Is this the one, Shadow Zulu? BTC2, Bitcoin 2. What's this about? I mean, we have Bitcoin Cash, right? Which is also, I mean, Bitcoin Cash is a great trading coin, but I wouldn't hold it long term. Bitcoin 2 is a decades of improvements to the blockchain technology. Bitcoin 2 is scalable, energy efficient cryptocurrency supporting anonymous and instant transactions. Now, is Bitcoin 2 a fork from Bitcoin, or I guess I'm just curious. I've never heard of this one. Okay, I'm just curious. What does the contract look like? What does the contract look like? Huh, they don't have a contract address. Interesting. Oh, so it's a fork of Bitcoin? Okay. Yeah, I definitely have to do my research on that. Okay. Interesting. Trey Wooden says, I hope Shiba do well. I need to take some out to invest in XRP, XDC, XLM, HBAR, and pay off my car note. Yeah, man, Shiba's going to do well. But like I said earlier, and if you didn't see, go watch the video. Shiba's probably not going to run until phase 4, right? And right now we're at phase 1.5. So Shiba's probably not going to run until, later this year, right? But I don't know. I don't know the exact timing. I do think that Q4 is going to be amazing for cryptocurrency as a whole. I think we might see a slight crash in September, late September. The TA shows that as well. Shout out to Vision Pulse, right? Shout out to him. You guys know that's my favorite YouTuber, right? After myself, of course. But yeah, no, I mean, the TA does show September we're going to have a crash, but I think Q4 is going to be amazing. And I think SHIB is going to do very well for the meme coins. I think out of all the meme coins, I think it's going to be, a bunch of them are going to do well, but I think SHIB is going to be up there because SHIB is just, when it comes to being a meme coin, it just does crazy stuff. Ondo, yeah. Oh, you know what? Ondo, shout out to the Ondians, man, because Ondo is such a gem. If you had bought Ondo at $1, 10 years from now, when it's 10,000 per coin, 10 years from now, right? Ondo is such a, BlackRock is associated with this project, guys. So when I say 10,000 per coin, it's not insane. It's not insane, right? But I'm giving it 10 years. Okay. Liberty and truth. WikiCat was melting faces. Yeah, listen, let's get back to WikiCat, right? We've been talking about all these coins, but let's talk about the one that we really got to talk about. WikiCat just really came out of nowhere, right? And just bulldozed through months of just doing nothing, right? And it hit that $41 million market cap. And you know what? It's not done pumping yet because it didn't dump, right? So we might be going through a consolidation phase here. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. And then we're going to try for, 50 to 60 million. And then after that, there might be another phase of consolidating and waiting. And then we might try 100 million, right? So this is amazing. If WikiCat is able to get to $100 million market cap this year, I would be happy because WikiCat wasn't doing nothing before this. It wasn't really, let's be honest. And this really catapulted it, right, to the point that now, even if you go on livecoinwatch.com, WikiCat has been trending. Look, right? One of the biggest winners right there, WikiCat. So, yeah, guys, remember, I was one of the first YouTubers to talk about this coin. I remember I made a video, it's still up, when it was $1 million market cap. And, WikiCat is a special coin. Like I said, it's prophetic. It's going to hit $3 billion. So if you missed out on Pepe, don't sleep on WikiCat. It's going to hit a $3 billion market cap. It's coded. It's in the code. It's in the code. Abe says, ETH is no longer having high gas fees. It's been super reasonable for the past 6 months at least. It seems there has been a correction with the fees. Okay. Let's see that when we're in the thick of it. You know what I mean? Pause. But you know what I mean when we're at the high end of the market, right? Right. Liberty and Truth says, WikiCat, I had a dream it was right next to Shiba. For real? Ooh. Yeah, listen, there's something special about WikiCat. Remember, guys, I made a video about 2 months ago, right? I was looking at livecoinwatch.com and WikiCat was $658 per coin. It was a glitch, right? I knew it was a glitch, but it was at $658 per coin, right? And then shout out to Sister Sharon, right? Y'all know who Sister Sharon is. God bless her heart. She said she had she made a video about WikiCat, right? So shout out to Sister Sharon. She made a video about WikiCat, and you guys know I rock with her. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, B2C2 is decentralized, just like Bitcoin. You can stake it, and it's standalone like BTC, 10x better than BTC. It's just not as popular until the secret is out. Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of Bitcoin 2 Shadow Zulu until today. But okay, yeah, listen, if it does a stizzle, man, I hope so. And of course, if it causes some waves, we're definitely going to be talking about it, and that's the good thing here for those who are new. This is a community, right? So it's not just about me and the coins that I like, but it's about the coins you guys like too, right? Except for Hex. I'm sorry, but if you like Hex, please don't watch this channel, because we appreciate a community that's not obnoxious. Everybody's welcome except for the Hexicans, okay? That's all, because these Hex guys, they're different, man. They're just a different breed of weird. They are. People that are at Hex are just some weird. Look at Richard Hart, man. This guy thinks he's a model. Come on, man. But anyway, let me get back on track like I never left. So Abe says, don't sleep. DRB? It's good. No, I don't have faith in DRB anymore. I don't. I don't. I don't. I mean, I mentioned that I sold all of my DRB, but the team basically they rug pulled it. They rug pulled it. So I don't have like any faith in DRB. Shadow Zulu says you can stake BTC2 right now. It's on your computer. Okay. I believe WikiCat will get to 1 billion market cap eventually. Yeah, I mean, listen, if Pepe can get to nearly a $9 billion market cap, right? I personally think that WikiCat is going to hit, I think WikiCat is going to hit a $3 billion market cap, like I said. I think so. Because they burned like a bunch of the supply yesterday, didn't they? They burned like 1.5 trillion or something like that. And just that little supply that they burned, look at how it created a new all-time high for it, right? So I think that will WikiCat hit 3 billion this year? I'm not saying that, but I think that WikiCat can hit 3 billion. Why not? Because here's another thing, and I'm glad you brought this up. BNB has also been quiet. See, guys, in the last 2.5, 3 years, Solana has been so dominant that everybody forgot about BNB. Nobody talks about BNB meme coins anymore. And remember, in 2021, BNB meme coins was the wave. Remember SafeMoon? You know what I'm saying? BNB coins were the wave in 2021, but now nobody talks about BNB coins anymore because everybody's in Solana, Solana memes. But I think that BNB will have its time because listen, look, and I know Solana, every time you had the president of the United States launch his coin on Solana, it shut down the network. You guys already forgot? That was what, January, February, when Trump went at an all-time high. And remember the network, Solana's network wasn't working. But you know what? BNB, I've never heard of BNB having issues. And if BNB has had issues with their blockchain, none that I've heard of in the last 5 years. But Solana, oh no, you had that moment. Solana had an epic time to shine. The president just launched his meme coin. Shout out to Trump, okay? Shout out to Trump. I love Trump, right? But I don't love Solana like that because when Trump launched on Solana, what happened? The network froze. Do you guys remember this? Why y'all act like everybody in the chat's like, no, I don't remember. Because you guys were buying it. You should remember, right? I almost FOMO'd in too. I'm glad I waited though, because we know what goes up must come down. You know what I mean? All right, you reposted on the Telegram group. Awesome. That's what's up, Shadow Zulu. Yeah, and make sure, guys, lock into the Patreon. That gives you access to the Telegram group. Okay, we've got all types of people. We've got people that are minnows, those are small fishes, to guys that are whales. Okay, we got a couple low-key multimillionaires in the group as well. So the group is very great. It gives you access to myself. I'm very active on the group. I also share my trades in the group of the coins that I'm jumping into and stuff like that. And yeah, the inside information. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. WikiCat's burn mechanism is off the charts with every purchase it burns. Yeah, that's the truth, right? The only thing about WikiCat, I don't really like the fact that when you sell, there's a tax on it, but that helps the burning though, right? And listen, right now at $38 million market cap, it's looking sturdy, right? But we still gotta wait. I say let's see what happens within the next 72 to 96 hours. That'll tell us a lot, right? The next 2 to 3 days, 4 days, that'll tell us a lot if this run continues or if it'll dump, right? Typically, rule of thumb for me that I've learned, and I could be wrong, but this is just from what I've seen with memes, the longer it takes for it, like the longer it goes sideways, then typically it tends to dump, right? That's just my experience, right? I'm not saying I'm all right. I'm just saying from what I've seen. Okay, Liberty and Truth says, I had a dream of this Asian guy sitting in a chair, not CZ. He basically said Binance will take over the world. Really? Brother, are you a prophet? Let me know, brother. Let me know. BNB, listen, BNB, I remember when BNB was $15 in 2018, and I thought it was too expensive, right? Because back in 20, you guys got to remember in 2018, $15 was a lot, man. Now 15, if you knowing what I know now, if BNB was $15 today, bro, I'd throw my life savings at it, bro. What are we talking about? Right? Because I thought in 2018, I was like, nah, $15 is too high. It was $15 in 2018. And then look at it now. It's $830.95. And you know what? There's going to be a lot of people, and I always bring this up. Oh, XRP is $321 now. XRP is too expensive. There's going to be people that are saying this right now, right? And next year, at the end of 2026, well, let me stick to the beginning, because if I say a crazy number, you guys, like I said at the beginning of the video, my conservative estimate for XRP is $15 to $20 within 3 months of 2026. Okay, hear me and hear me well, please. So if XRP hits, let's say XRP hits $15, right? Remember, XRP ETFs, hello people, it's a real conversation that is happening right now. It's already coded in. What do I mean by when it's already coded in? Listen, Brad Garlinghouse told us months ago that the case was over. Months ago. Remember, I made a video about it. Remember, he was at that little conference. He told us months ago it was over. But why did it take so long then for it to be over? That's another topic that I can't get into. But when I say it's in the code, that it means it's already like, listen, technical analysis, right? We do that. We look at what's going on from a macro level. That a lot of speculative stuff. Okay, fair enough. But on a macro level, right? Now that we're talking about XRP working with banks, right? Cross-border remittance payments, and we're talking about liquidity. And then we're hearing all this stuff. I mean, when you go on X and type XRP, it's a plethora of different information, right? And it's just like, and some of it is cap. Let's keep it real, guys. And some of it is cap. And by cap, what I mean, some of it is fake. So you have to do your due diligence, because there's a lot of clickbait out there, okay? I mean, I saw a person say XRP cures cancer, man. Can you believe that? Now, XRP might help pay for cancer. Like, if you got a lot of XRP, you can cash it out and pay for cancer treatment. But this guy said XRP will cure cancer. I'm like, dang. Like, there's some people, and see, some people are crazy like that. Okay, well, you know who my favorite XRP guy is? And this guy, okay, his name is Time Traveler, okay? See, I'm telling you, XRP is different. His name is Time Traveler. Now, he said he had a dream. This is him. He said that he had a dream that XRP went to 70, not 70. Did he say 70? Yeah, he said $70,000. Okay, hold on a second. Can I let me play this video. His name is he's going viral right now in the XRP community, right? Like, if you are on XRP Twitter, you know who this guy is, right? His name is Time Traveler. But here's the crazy part. He says a lot of stuff that actually makes sense, okay? And I'm going to let you guys hear it, and then you guys tell me what you think. Hold on a second. Here we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, it's not working? It's not working? Did you guys not hear it? So y'all guys are just in the chat, and y'all just going to let me look like a fool? Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what I can do. Let me see. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. I will have the okay. But yeah, his name is Time Traveler, bro. but let's do this. Let's do this. Yeah. Moderators, that's what you're here for, man. You moderators, y'all supposed to let me know if something is working or not. You guys are my technical guys, but you know what I mean? You guys are supposed to give me that feedback. Okay, let me know, guys, if you hear the volume. I'm going to be quiet. Matter of fact, let me turn my phone on just so I can make sure that I get the instant feedback.
I think I've been pretty transparent up to this point, but I had another dream, and I suggest that you repost the video so that I don't have to reiterate this to a bunch of people that are like, I didn't see the video. I didn't see the video. Okay, yeah. Well,
okay, guys, can you hear? Can you hear?
Here it is. So I'm not doing it again, and I'm not commenting it either. I'm not going to put it in the comments. You either watch this video or you don't get it at all. It's very frustrating to have these people come at you and try to bully you because, oh, your portfolio is garbage. I have more money than you. All this different. Oh, how can it go to what you're saying? Oh, your dreams are trash. You don't know me. I have my own convictions. So here's the dream that I had. We were watching our...
And by the way, for people who doubt that dreams are real, they came out with a scientific study that a certain number of people, their dreams actually are legit. So some people dream about their own future. Some people dream about the world or whatever, you know, the good God gives them, right? But for people who say, oh, this is nothing but pseudoscience, no, this is legit, right? Now, is this guy legit? That is for you to decide. That's for you to decide. But let's listen some more because I love these XRP predictions. I genuinely do. Oh, you can hear my soda fizzle? Yeah. I'm drinking orange soda. You know, it's called Fanta. Yeah, guys, don't judge me. Listen, I had a rough week already.
Our portfolios. I know I was watching my portfolio, and I know that I don't have a lot of money, but I was watching my portfolio go up to hundreds of thousands of dollars at rapid speeds to millions. I remember selling at $8 million, and I'm like, should I have sold? And I saw the numbers keep going, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I felt so bad because I was like, I should have held because I could have had, and we're talking millions of loss selling early. But here's the thing. I wanted to talk about something that's like XRP Ledger, XRPL in the future. How does that relate to $73,000 per XRP coin? How is that possible? Because people come to me and they say, well, there's not enough money in the world. Grok it right now. There's not enough money in the world, right? To make that happen. But that's the low-level thinking that I'm trying to steer you away from. You're not understanding. It's not how much money is in the world. If all of tokenization is on the XRPL, XRP ledger, the base layer, the foundation is XRPL.
Do you understand what he's saying? And I know a lot of people don't understand. So I'm going to make an AI video for you guys to break it down because what he's talking about is tokenization, anything that is sellable, tradable, even, you know, smart contracts, anything of value, okay, is going to be on XRP. Now, how do we know this? XRP's been working with banks for years. Remember when that Japanese cat, and no disrespect, because, you know, I love my Japan people, Japanese folks, right? No disrespect. But what he said was, we're going to be using XRP in Japan. This is a legit, hold on, let me pull up the article, because we pull up receipts on this channel, because I know people are like, oh, this guy's just talking. We don't even know what he looks like. You guys know what I look like. I've shown my face before. But here's the thing. This guy mentioned this back in like 2018, right? And hold on, let me see if I can. So what he's talking about is so important. People, there's going to come a time, and this is, at this moment, we're not there yet, but there's going to come a time where anything that you know about market cap is going to be obsolete because it's going to be so much money going into XRP because of transactions, because of the tokenization. Anything happening on the blockchain, it's going to be insane. It's going to come to a point, and we probably won't be alive to see it, but you're going to see XRP be worth quadrillions. And I know that sounds insane, but once again, this is where I have to have you guys think outside the box, right? Because out here on this channel, we like to be pragmatic thinkers, meaning we like to think on both sides of the coin, okay? High IQ level stuff. Quadrillions, you have to understand that inflation is going to continue. Remember, when Obama was in office in 2013, inflation was at around 10 trillion. Currently, we're at 38 trillion. So within less than 2 decades, we've already tripled darn near our debt. And make no mistake, we're going to have trillionaires here within 10 years. You're going to see the world's first trillionaire. So when I'm talking about quadrillions, yeah, we're getting into Star Wars numbers, right? Yeah, talking about credits and okay, I got you. Let me give you some Star Wars bars then. When we're talking about quadrillions, inflation isn't going to stop. That's why, remember, guys, I was telling you by 2030, you're going to go to, if you enjoy a pint, shout out to my London folks, it's going to cost you $60 for a beer that used to cost you $5. Right now, me, I don't drink beer. You guys know that. But didn't beer used to be $5? How much is a beer now? It's like $10, right? Okay, let's talk about something that I do eat. This is bad, but yes, I enjoy, some fries and a milkshake. So McDonald's, right? You used to be able to get 2 McDoubles and a fry for $3.70 with tax. Remember, a McDouble used to be $1, and so if you get 2, that's $2. A small fry was 99 cents. Okay, you're with me. So that was about $3 in tax. I looked at DoorDash at the McDouble price yesterday. One McDouble now is $4.68. Now, I'm pretty sure in the store it's cheaper, but probably not by much. So you figure 2 McDoubles now and a small fry will run you $13. And when I'm talking about McDoubles and a fry used to be $3.75. That was 10 years ago in 2015. That was in 2015, guys. That wasn't back in 1999. That wasn't back in 2000 or 2010. No, that was 2015, where you could get 2 McDoubles and a fry for $3.70 with tax. Now, 2 McDoubles and a small fry, the same small fry as before, will cost you about $13, and that is before tax. Guys, the value of the dollar is going down, and it's going down very rapidly. Just within the 5 years alone, because of the COVID situation, the value of the dollar dropped 30%. So what do you think is going to happen now when money is moving to digital assets like XRP, where you're going to make money by staking it? Now, you'll be able to stake it on the Flare network, if I'm not mistaken, and earn passive income for every transaction. Oh my goodness. It's going to be so many rich people, and it's going to get to a point where you're so rich that you'll feel uncomfortable because you're going to have so much money. I know people think I'm joking, but you're going to be so rich that you'll think it's a dream. Your life will completely change. Let me tell you this right now. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let me get back to this video, and then we'll talk about these bars.
Grok it right now. There's not enough money in the world, right, to make that happen. But that's the low-level thinking that I'm trying to steer you away from. You're not understanding. It's not how much money is in the world. If all of tokenization is on the XRP ledger, the base layer, the foundation is XRPL, and everything in the world is built on it. It's not how much money is in the world. It's how much is the earth valued at. What is the value of the earth? XRP
What's the value of the earth?
is the Amazon, and that's not hyperbolic.
Woo!
It is the Amazon
Woo!
of the blockchain.
Guys, he's not lying. The FOMO, guys, that you're about to see with XRP is going to be insane. So it's time. I'm not exaggerating, because when XRP starts to rip it up, you're going to see insane FOMO. Insane. You're going to see everybody all of a sudden talk about, yeah, I've been XRP since. No, they haven't. They wasn't buying XRP with us at 17 cents. Facts. But shout out to anybody that buys XRP at $5, because of you, we'll be able to take, some profit.
So there. What is it? 3-minute video. Not a big deal. All your attention spans should be able to handle that, hopefully. And I don't have to do this. I could have kept this dream to myself. I could keep this all to myself if I want to. But I didn't.
He a little spicy, isn't he? He's spicy. He got a little, but I understand his frustration, because when you try to talk to people about crypto, it's like the average person is just not, I don't want to say they're not intelligent to grab, but anybody, and this is why I always say, anybody who's in crypto right now, and if you've been able to use a D app, you are like in the top 1% right now, top 0.01% as a crypto user. You are a trendsetter. You are using new technology that people have no clue. That makes you a trendsetter, because you are way ahead of the curve, right? So a lot of people don't understand the era that we're about to move in. And I always talk about how blockchain is going to change finance, industry. Blockchain is going to revolutionize the world, right? It's going to make things faster, it's going to make things easier in regards to not just payments, but also in terms of being able to do business, right? If you shout out to VeChain, tracking packages and inventory, things like that. The technology that blockchain is going to enable, AI is going to be part of that too. Metaverse, hello. They just didn't Google just release something, their third version. Now it's like you can create your own worlds. Guys, we're stepping into anime territory now, right? Swords Art Online. Have you seen it? Every time I get into these anime bars, it's only one person that always catches it. Shout out to that person. But Swords Art Online is basically the metaverse, right? And it's a game this guy goes on and he wears his VR headset. You're going to see that happening too, where because of people losing their job to AI, because of people won't be needing to work as much. Now you're going from a 5-day work week to a 4-day work week, because with AI now, they just don't need you to be there 5 days a week, right? So hopefully now that is something that I do look at as a positive, the 4-day work week, right? But it's going to get to a point, guys, where there's going to be so many people that are going to be out of a job, because AI is going to take a lot of jobs, especially in the 2030s and 2040s. That's when it's really going to impact a lot of people, because the technology is going to be able to scale at such a rapid pace. I just saw a video today that they said that one AI does the job of 2 humans. And the AI, it costs about $5 per hour, but the 2 humans, you got to pay them $20 per hour. So the AI is a fourth of the price, or a quarter of the price, but the productivity is twice as good as human. And this wasn't for like a language model or accounting or anything like that. This was a warehouse. It was an AI robot. So the AI robot is cheaper and it works faster and harder than 2 human beings. So guys, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you are one of these greedy business owners, why wouldn't you go with the AI robot? You save more money and you're able to do twice the output. This is a CEO's dream, guys. And this is why it's so important to understand where the world is going, because this technology is going to jump at you so fast that by the time you figure out what's going on, you're already behind, because there's something new that came out just an hour ago that blows what you're just learning about out the window. You're going to have to be like literally up to par every day. You're going to have to be like, what new technology's out today? Oh, we got flying cars today. Cool. Oh, we got technology today where you have your own hologram phone instead of a cell phone. Cool. Or we got new technology today that all cars are autonomous. Cool. Or we got technology today that I can have my own AI assistant, like, Tony Stark and Avengers, no, not Friday. Oh, yeah, Jarvis. Yeah, cool. I'm telling you guys this right now. There's a curve, right? And I've shown it many times of how fast technology accelerates. With AI, it's just gonna break through that. I mean, they already got Uber helicopters. And then I saw, shout out to Marcus Brownlee, I saw his video yesterday of the autonomous Teslas, where they got a guy sitting at the passenger seat, and then they got the customer at the back, and the Tesla is just driving by itself. So what happens now when you don't need Uber drivers, truck drivers? You don't need accountants. You don't need entry-level data entry, corporate people. You go to Wendy's, they got an AI automated, person taking your order. This is why that weirdo said, by 2030, you'll own nothing and be happy, remember? Because these elites don't want us to own anything. They don't. They look at us as cattle. They don't look at us as human beings. They're trying to, listen, man, the top 1% own 30% of the wealth. The top 1% own 30% of the wealth, maybe even more. Right? So yeah, guys, this is the time traveler. And so like I was saying, he's my favorite person when it comes to like XRP content, because, he says a lot of different stuff. Some of it, check him out yourself, guys. Okay. But he's a very interesting fellow for sure. Very interesting fella. It's not greed, it's advancement. Yeah, but it is greed to a point when they told you you'll own nothing and be happy. I'm not saying all of them are greedy, right? Liberty, let me know, because we're not facetious over here. But they did a survey. They said that like 73% of people who are CEOs in a successful company are like psychopaths or sociopaths. I mean, you can just tell Zuckerberg. I don't even think Zuckerberg is human. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen, man. Listen, I don't know much about the reptilian people, but I don't think Zuckerberg is human, bro. Like, you ever look at Zuckerberg in the early 2000s, then 2010, and now? Like, that's not the same person, bro. That's not the same. I think they cloned him. That's not the same person, man. Zuckerberg looks different, bro. I don't listen, man. Because if you remember how Zuckerberg looked when he first came out, he looked like a human. Then all of a sudden he looked like a weirdo, and now he's like looking like a semi-human again. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay, guys, but hold on. Let me get back to this. Let me get back to this WikiCat, because that's what you guys came here for, right? But yeah, guys, so another thing is, so like I told you guys in the last stream, we're going to be more active for sure. And yeah, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to play one more time traveler video for you guys, because it's very important that people understand what's going on. You know what I mean? This guy's interesting to me. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. It's just, listen. I like people that are different. You know why? Because you want somebody that challenges your thinking sometimes, so that you can think outside the box in unconventional ways. It makes you more cerebral as a person and human being. You know what I mean? By cerebral, I mean it gives you different ways to think. If you ever talk to an intelligent person, they think in different ways. Smart people don't think the same way as us as normies do. Okay, hold on. Let me play this to see if this works.
on the back end. But we need to stay vigilant in our thoughts. The demons are going to start using people around us to pull us out of character.
Mm.
You need to pray for the people around you and be very careful. When XRP makes us a millionaire by the end of this year, January of 26 at the latest, you might want to consider cutting all losses. Just grab a backpack and go. You know what I mean? Because I feel like these people are going to just come out as straight up demonic enemies. And they are going to try, because they work for Satan, they are going to use any weak person they can to control and ruin your future. They're trying to touch your crown. So, yeah, they're going to come for our crown. And you think that it's not going to be you. You think you're strong enough. Trust me, they will push every button. They will push buttons to the point of taking you out of character. Right now, you and I, we need to write down who our real friends are.
Mm. Mm.
And we need to mark our enemies in stealth. Just mark them.
Mm.
Remember who they are. You don't got to tell them, because by the time you're gone, it won't matter. You're free. This will be the last year that any of us have a normal life. Some of us, it's going to be extra lonely. And you can't have any new friends. Love doesn't exist when you're rich. Not in this world, not with money.
Well, listen, I have a rule. You guys know my rule.
Once someone gets wind.
And a lot of you guys got to be realistic. But listen, if you were broke and you weren't getting 9s and 10s, and now you're rich and you get 9s and 10s, it's not because you cut your hair, okay? Let's just keep it real. Now, me personally, I don't care about no 9s and 10. I'm just throwing out these random numbers, just whatever, as an example. I don't care about that. My thing is the woman I'm with, is she a woman that can not just make a good wife and mother, right? Because some of the prettiest women are not exactly the best mothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dissing nobody. I'm just keeping it real. But yeah, there's a lot of guys, all of a sudden they get money and they get a beautiful girlfriend, and it's like, you already know what it is, but you lying to yourself. You are.
And believe me, your wallet's loud. So you pull up in a Benz, you pull up in a Jaguar, you pull up in a Lambo, you pull up in a Porsche. You're very loud with what you have. And there are certain creatures on this planet that see it, and they will hunt. They see more. People in general see more about you than you see of yourself.
Bars.
So to be able to have the self-control to not be loud with your XRP inheritance, that's going to be tricky. And I know when you're lonely, you feel like you just need anybody. Don't sleep with snakes. Don't sleep with snakes.
Yeah, guys, I know that's a little heavy, but the brother ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I always tell you guys, that there's a lot of temptation if you're not used to having success. And for some people, they might be like, I'm not worried about women. I got a wife or girlfriend. I'm good. Okay, well, your temptation then might be gambling. Your temptation then might be drugs. I don't know, right? Because here's the thing. When you become wealthy, your problems may go away, but your addictions don't. So whatever vices you have, now imagine you've got money. Now all of a sudden, who's going to tell you to stop smoking weed in the morning? Who's going to tell you to stop gambling? Who's going to tell you to stop chasing women? Now you've got all the time and money in the world to engage. And some people go down a rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying? And it's tough to get out of because there's so much temptation. And that's the part of crypto people don't really talk about, but it's there. And, we've talked about that on this channel because we know that there's a lot of people that they think finally, they get this wealth and they're going to be popular and they're going to be able to, change people's lives and have girlfriends and multiple this and that. And then they learn really quickly that, while it's nice to buy a new car, that feeling fades after you buy 2 or 3 cars. It fades, right? It's like after you buy your 3rd or 4th luxury car, it's not the first. Listen, guys, the first time you ever buy your $100,000 car, it's the most epic moment in your life. It's like such a high, guy. I'm telling you guys this now. The first time you ever buy your $100,000 car, the high that you get, it's insane, right? The second time might be like that, but not as close as the first. It's never like the first time. By the 4th or 5th, you're going to be like, yeah, that's the new Bentley. Okay, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Now, that's not to say that you won't appreciate nice cars or vehicles. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that some people try to use the money to stuff their, their emptiness, loneliness, or whatever, and it doesn't do that, right? So remember, money is a tool. It's energy to be used that can make a difference, right? Are you going to be a difference for good, or are you just going to be a difference for bad? Because you don't have to save the whole world, but, can you be a pillar not just to your family and friends, but also your community? And see, a lot of people don't talk like that because everybody thinks just for themselves. But there's going to be people that need help in the near future because of AI, people losing so many jobs, and you may have to help your family members. You may be the only hope your family has because you're the only one in crypto. So you're the only one in your family right now that understands the technology we're going to be using here. And so it's very important, guys, to understand that, you got to have a plan because you're going to have people asking you money left and right. People that you haven't talked to in literally 10, 15 years will pop up and ask you for money. I'm serious. Don't believe me? Come back to this channel 5 years from now. And, it's nothing wrong if it was a person that you would talk to. You don't even have to talk to them every day. But imagine you don't talk to a person for 10, 15 years, right? And that's not to say that you shouldn't help people. I'm not saying that. But just be mindful of who you're helping, right? That's very important. All right, guys. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. God bless y'all. Listen, man, lock in, guys. I'll probably do another live stream on Thursday, but I'm waiting for Saturday because I'm hoping something crazy will happen. Anyway, with that being said, sign up for the Patreon. Don't sleep. With that being said, cue in the music, and I'm out.
Is this now?